So you just got into fingerboarding, or you're thinking about getting into it, but you don't know where to start. Maybe you're asking yourself, what board should I buy? Should I buy a complete? Why do these things cost just as much as a skateboard? And we'll get into that. I'm gonna take this video and break it up into 3 different segments: setup, obstacles, and community. So let's jump right into the first segment, the setup. So your fingerboard or your setup is super important. So if you're a beginner fingerboarder and you don't have the basic tricks down, such as an ollie, kickflip, or a tray flip, etc., then you probably don't want to go with the most expensive setup right off the bat, because these can get very expensive. What I recommend starting out with is a complete. Now I have 3 completes here, and they're all pretty much the same. I would say that this would be the next step from a tech deck. Now most of us have had a tech deck before, and tech decks are great, nothing wrong with them, but I would say the next upgrade you can make from a tech deck would be one of these. These 2 completes are from Teak Tuning, my sponsor, and I did an unboxing / review for this one, and I'll put it right there. It was on my TikTok. If you want to see that full video on my TikTok, I'll put the link in the description. Teak Tuning Complete, these are great, and since they're already out of the box, I'm gonna be unboxing this one. This is a Slush Cult Grom Complete. This is the Series 7 one, so this just dropped. And let's unbox it and get into why this would be a great next step from a tech deck. So let's say hypothetically that I want to get into fingerboarding, I have a tech deck, and I want to get into the wooden deck, the bearing wheels, the foam tape. The next step that I would take would be to get one of these or one of these. These are priced at $28. It says all the features back here, so I'll just read them off. You get a 5-ply wooden deck, 34 millimeters wide. You get a real wear away graphic on this. Check this out. You get solid axle metal trucks with lock nuts, plastic wheels with bearings, 2 sheets of foam grip, and a tool. So for 28 bucks, awesome packaging, a complete fingerboard with 2 pieces of tape and a tool. And I know tech deck has wooden decks now, but what I'm talking about is the ones that are a couple bucks that are plastic. And also the plastic tech decks, they come with skate grip. And if you don't know anything about fingerboarding, a majority of us use foam tape. I just feel that I can perform better with, let's say if I'm doing a kickflip, I feel more consistent with foam tape rather than grip tape. Let's just throw this piece of tape on. Also, if you don't know how to grip a board, I have a tutorial on my TikTok. I'll also put that in the description. But I just take a pair of scissors and I shave it down at an angle and it just comes off. So some of you might be kind of confused, like why would I spend 28 bucks rather than, you know, a few dollars for a tech deck? And this overall just feels more professional. And what I mean by that is I feel that since they have bearings in the wheels, that it's easier to roll into a trick and out of a trick, and the wooden deck just makes it feel more sturdy overall. If you haven't tried foam tape yet, I really suggest trying it out, and if it's not for you, stick with the skate grip. But the foam tape just takes it up a whole nother notch. I don't want to say it's stickier, it's not sticky, it's just, it can be grippier, it's just easier to pop the tricks. That's all I can say. Shove, kickflip. Yeah. So if I was upgrading from a tech deck, the plastic board, the skate grip, the non-bearing wheels, I would go with either the Teak Tuning or the Slush Cult Complete. Both super affordable, both have the foam tape, the 5-ply wooden deck, solid axle metal trucks with lock nuts, the bushings, the sweet wear away graphic. Well, I mean, this one is just a blank with the logo, but these 2 have the awesome wear away graphics, the bearing wheels, and yeah, Teak Tuning and Slush Cult, check them out. Also, no hate to tech deck. I love tech deck, I grew up on them, and that's kind of the reason why I'm here to this day, making videos about a miniature skateboard, is because I loved tech decks when I was in middle school, elementary school. But yeah, check out tech deck. If you want to check out Slush Cults or Teak Tuning's completes, I'll put them both in the description. So let's say you don't want the complete and you just want to go for the most expensive fingerboard setup you can get. You can go for it, but the one problem with that is that you might not know what you're buying. So picture a skateboard deck. They have different shapes. Some kicks are higher, some concaves higher, some are lower, and that's the same with fingerboards. Let's get some examples out here. These both are Kalye decks. I'm sponsored by Kalye decks, but he has 2 shapes: the urban mold and the rural mold. The urban mold is more aggressive, the kicks are higher, the concave's higher, and the rural is the more mellow shape. It's the lower shape, and I'm gonna get a side-by-side view of both of them, and let's see if you can tell the difference. And in fingerboarding, everybody has a preference. Some people like really mellow boards, some people like really high boards, some people like somewhere in the middle, leaning towards higher or lower, you know. So if you don't have that knowledge of what you like and you just buy whatever, you might use it and be like, not the biggest fan of this high shape, or not the biggest fan of this lower shape. Or, which I've made this mistake myself in the past. So if you were just scrolling on, let's say, Black River, and you bought a 29 Berlin wood and Black River trucks, but you didn't look at the sizes, you could accidentally buy a 29mm deck with 34mm trucks. The trucks would be overhanging, and if you were fingerboarding, you would be able to see the trucks stick out. Again, about the preference part is that some trucks sit higher or lower than others. Maybe you prefer plastic wheels over urethane or vice versa. So there's a lot of options in fingerboarding, and there's not just one deck size. There's so many deck sizes in plastic wheels, urethane wheels, dynamic trucks, Black River trucks, yellow wood trucks, caramel trucks, and they all feel different. So it's whatever you like at the end of the day. So completes are safe because 1, they're affordable, 2, they come with all the parts you need, and 34mm deck. Trucks that fit the 34mm deck. So what I suggest is that you learn off the completes and you go from there. All right, let's jump into the next section, which is obstacles. Obstacles. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun about talking about obstacles. And when I say obstacles, I mean stuff you would see at a skate park. So like a quarter pipe, a ledge, a rail, a kicker. Obstacles or ramps you can fingerboard on. So there are a bunch of fingerboard companies that sell really high quality ramps, but most of them can be a little on the pricey side. And again, if you want to ball out and just get the most expensive fingerboard obstacles, you can. This one's a little different because you can get a visual of what you want. So when I first started fingerboarding, I would go into my garage and find anything that looked like a ledge, a rail, a ramp, something that I didn't really have to build, but it already looked like it was made for fingerboarding. So you can walk around, find your own in your house or apartment, or you can build your own. And when I say build your own, I don't mean sawing, nailing, but you can go that route. So I'll throw up a picture right here. This was like a gap or a drop with 2 cutting boards, and I propped 1 cutting board up with a water bottle. So I had a lot of fun, just rearranging cutting boards and propping them up on, different things. But I'll put up another picture, and I built this ledge out of Legos. So if you have a bunch of Legos laying around, you can build a ledge. You could build a rail, probably a square rail, or I'm sure you can do a round, I'm not sure. Another option for obstacles is walking into pretty much any store and finding things that spark your interest. For example, I walked into the 99-cent store and I wanted to find something for my fingerboard, an obstacle I could use, and I was walking around and I found this. This is a perfect rail, or it could even be a planter. I could put some fake grass in there. $3.99. So it wasn't 99 cents, but it was $4, and this thing's so much fun. I mean, there's a lot you can do with this for $4. And plus, I think the whole idea of just going in and finding your own obstacle it's really fun. So I have a series on my TikTok called Fingerboard Finds, and what I just explained about going into a store and just looking around for fingerboard obstacles, that's what the whole series is about. If you want to check that out, it's on my TikTok. I'll put the link in the description. You don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money on fingerboard obstacles, but you can make your own super easy. You can build your own with Legos, or walk into pretty much any store and find stuff like this. And if you get bored with just one obstacle, you can build your own DIY fingerboard park. And I've built a few on my channel. I'll put one up there, and if you want to check out the rest, they're on my channel. So yeah, fingerboard obstacles. You don't have to buy the most expensive ones. You can, or you can get something like this, $4, and it's great. Now let's move on to the next segment, which is community. We're back in the same spot. The last segment, community. You have your fingerboard, you have your obstacles. Somebody asked me a long time ago, how do I keep fingerboarding fresh? And by that, how do I not get bored of it? And my answer to that every time is the community, the fingerboard community, whether that's in person or online. It's great to have friends that you can fingerboard with in person, but not everybody has that. So I created a page on Instagram strictly for fingerboarding, and I followed other people who fingerboarded. I didn't make content like this, I just posted clips. Yeah, I made several friends off Instagram, and we encouraged each other, reposted each other's clips, did collabs. So how to get plugged in with the fingerboard community, I would say TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, posting clips, or if you find a tips and trick that you find helpful, you can record a video of explaining the tip or trick, posting it, and you have people encouraging you and you encourage other people, and it's just back and forth and friendships happen. And I've met some of my greatest friends who I see on a weekly basis on Instagram. Now don't get me wrong, there's some weirdos out there, so just be careful. So to get plugged in with the community, definitely social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And if you have the chance, if you're in the area of a fingerboard event, that's another great place to get plugged in with the community. I live in Southern California, and Slushcult, which is not too far away, they have monthly events, and I'll go down there, and I've met several friends down there. If you don't know what a fingerboard event is, just to sum it up really quick, there's fingerboard parks. People are fingerboarding on those fingerboard parks, talking, communicating, playing games of skate, trading or selling their products. Another great place to make friends who fingerboard and just a great place to get plugged in with the community. So when I made my Fingerboard Instagram page, I came across a post about a Fingerboard event a couple cities away from me, and I went, and I was pretty nervous at first because I didn't know anybody, but I went there and I had literally the best time. I met people from that event that I still know and still talk to this day. So to wrap it up, to get plugged in with the Fingerboard community, think about hopping on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. Check out local Fingerboard events near you. You can find those on social media. Another great thing about going to Fingerboard events is that if you have a complete and you're thinking about getting a custom complete, you can ask to try out other people's boards and just get a feel of what you like. Higher kicks, lower kicks, dynamics, BRTs, yellow wood trucks, caramel trucks. There have been times at events where I tried other people's setups and I bought the same thing they had because I just really enjoyed it. And yeah, that's how you get plugged in with the community, social media, Fingerboard events. And if you guys have any other tips that you feel like I didn't cover, make sure to leave them in the comments. And yeah. Also, I didn't even mention, if this is your first Fingerboard video that you're watching, welcome. I'm Jake, and I fingerboard. Yeah, guys, check out Teak tuning, check out Slush Cult, check out Kalye decks, maple wheels. I hope you found this video helpful. And quick announcement, I will be going to Fast Fingers in Germany in June, which is next month. So expect a lot of content from Germany. I've never been overseas, so I'm super excited. And if you're going to Fast Fingers, let me know in the comments. And see you there. Thank you for watching.